Over at Al Jazeera, Ani Zonneveld, or Ani Zonneveld, wrote an article, or wrote an open letter to the new king of Saudi Arabia, King Salman bin Abdulaziz. An open letter published on Al Jazeera. Dear King Salman bin Abdulaziz, Assalamu alaikum. God is great, I guess that was. I am a 52-year-old Malaysian-born Muslim. I was raised in a harmonious, interracial, and interfaith society that accepted and respected other religious practices. The existence of different faith groups was viewed simply as different ways of connecting to the same God. Saudi Arabia started exporting its Wahhabist ideology in the 1970s and has spread around the world, turning existing interpretations of Islam into one that is dogmatic and violent. The result is a nearly unrecognizable form of Islam. It appears to get worse by the day. Murders, suicide bombings, sectarianism, and religious hate-mongering have become commonplace. We can't continue on this path of religious-based mayhem in the name of Islam. The Muslim world needs a change. You, new king of Saudi Arabia, you are in the best position to take us out of this misery. And then he or she, I don't know what it is, goes through this and then talks about when I was growing up, weddings and community events were colorful and featured music and dance without segregating the sexes. This is no longer the case in many Muslim communities. Music, dance, and unsegregated gatherings are deemed haram or forbidden. Artistic expressions must be Sharia compliant, meaning no depiction of humans or animals. The Quran liberated women from subhuman status, gave us rights to choose whom to marry, to work, to be in leadership positions, and to ultimately live in full dignity. And yet, in 2015, Wahhabi imams have relegated women to subhuman status by allowing husbands to cane their wives into obedience and promoting a version of Sharia that permits forced and child marriages and condones honor killings. Women have become sexual objects through forced veiling, which makes our voices, skin, hair, and face off limits, and even a handshake is deemed a potentially arousing sexual experience. How is this Wahhabi chokehold different from the practice of burying daughters alive? And, she just goes on saying there's a lot of reform-minded people. We need to do something. I realize that my letter is an idealistic plea. After all, you are the king. You are a king with all the earthly needs one can imagine, and so powerful that you have Muslim and non-Muslim nations at your feet. But do what Muhammad did. Promote equality and a just system that benefits all people. That is the true meaning of the straight path we recite in Al-Fatiha. With deepest sincerity, Saudi Arabia's Wahhabi ideology is the root of all the ills in the Muslim world, she writes. You, king, you have the power to uproot it once and for all through your influence in the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and hundreds of thousands of madrasas that the kingdom funds. As host to millions from around the world during the annual Hajj, the kingdom can send a message of change to Wahhabi-influenced ideologies. Yeah.